Long ago, in the sun-drenched kingdom of Illidan, there was a princess named Adesua, born into a family of noble rulers. She was as radiant as the morning sun, with skin the color of rich mahogany and eyes that sparkled like the water under the moonlight. Her heart was filled with kindness, and her voice carried the melody of a talking drum. But for reasons no one could explain, Adesua was invisible to the world around her. It was not that she had the magic of disappearing. She was there, as a real breathing human being, alive and well. Yet, no one noticed her. No one heard her when she spoke. No one felt her presence, even when she sat beside them. Her parents, the great King Adeshina and Queen Ajoke, poured their love and attention into her siblings, the charismatic Prince Adebola and the brilliant Princess Yetand. Adesua, though just as gifted, was like a shadow, always there, yet unseen. Adesua grew up surrounded by music, dancing, and storytelling, yet none of it seemed to include her. At royal gatherings, she would wear the finest oak and coral beads, hoping someone might see her. She tried to speak up during meetings, to dance boldly during festivals, and to sing songs that carried her longing. But her family and the people of Illidan never turned their heads her way. Adesua often wandered to the palace gardens, where the trees and animals seemed to notice her. The birds chirped softly when she passed, and the flowers turned their faces to her as though to comfort her loneliness. She spent countless nights by the garden stream, asking the stars why she was so easily forgotten. But the stars remained silent. One day, during a grand festival celebrating her brother Prince Adebola's coronation as the future King, Adesua stood in the crowd, dressed as splendidly as her siblings. The palace was alive with drumming, dancing, and laughter. Yet, as always, no one saw her. That night, while everyone celebrated, Adesua made a decision. If they do not see me, then perhaps I do not belong here, she whispered to herself. The next morning, Adesua packed a small bag of belongings, a simple wrap, a comb, any dried food she could find, and a gourd of water. Before the first rays of sunlight kissed the earth, she slipped out of the palace gates and began walking. She did not know where she was going, but her heart told her it was time to leave. She wandered through villages and forests, helping those she met along the way. In a small village near a river, she helped a woman fetch water and received a bowl of stew in return. In another village, she wove baskets with the elders and was gifted a woven mat for her kindness. These people, strangers though they were, saw her. They smiled at her, spoke with her, and welcomed her into their lives. For the first time, Adesua felt seen. Months turned into seasons, and Adesua made a new life for herself. She built a small hut by the riverside and spent her days weaving, fishing, and tending to her garden. She became known as the River Lady to those who lived nearby, and they came to her for advice, blessings, and stories. Adesua, for the first time, she felt wanted and was happy. But back in Illidan, the palace remained as lively as ever. Yet, no one noticed that Adesua was gone. Her absence went unmentioned during meals, unremarked upon during ceremonies. Even her siblings, who had grown up alongside her, did not remember her name. But strange things began happening in the kingdom. The palace garden, once lush and vibrant, began to wither. The royal drums, which had always resonated with strength, sounded hollow. The people of Illidan began to feel a quiet emptiness, as though something important was missing. One night, Queen Ajoke had a dream. In it, she stood by a river, where a radiant figure wove baskets under the moonlight. The queen tried to call out, but her voice would not come. The figure turned, and for a brief moment Ajoke saw her youngest daughter's face. When she awoke, the queen was filled with unease. Adeshina, she said to her husband, "Have we lost something? Someone?" But even as she said the words, she struggled to remember what she meant, as if something was blocking her memory. The king consulted the oracles, who told him they had pushed someone important to them and the kingdom away. They must find this person, bring them back, and pray for the kingdom to return to its former glory. Guided by her dream, Queen Ajoke left the palace with a small retinue. They journeyed for days until they reached a village, surrounded by the river. There, they heard tales of a mysterious woman who lived by the riverside and brought life and peace wherever she went. Ajoke's heart quickened as they approached the hut. Adesua was sitting outside, weaving a basket, when she saw her mother for the first time in months. Her heart ached, but she did not rise. Instead, she continued her work, waiting to see if the queen would recognize her. "Who are you, noble woman?" a joke asked, her voice trembling. Adesua looked up, her emerald eyes meeting her mother's. "I am Adesua. What can I do for you? You look familiar. Have I seen you before?" Queen Ajoke asked again. "Of course. I am your daughter," Adesua replied. The queen's breath caught. "Adesua, my child," she whispered. "Forgive me. How could we not see you?" Tears streamed down her face as memories of Adesua flooded back her laughter, her kindness, her quiet presence at every family meal. Ajoke fell to her knees, clutching her daughter's hands. "Forgive us. Forgive me." The news of Adesua's rediscovery spread across Illidan. The king, her siblings, and the people of the kingdom traveled to the river to beg for her forgiveness. They planted trees around her hut, sang songs in her honor, and promised never to forget her again. Though Adesua forgave her family, she chose not to return to the palace. She had found peace by the river, a place where she was truly seen and valued. However, she visited the palace occasionally, bringing wisdom and blessings to her people. In time, Illidan flourished again, its gardens blooming and its drums regaining their strength. Adesua's name became a symbol of kindness and resilience, told in stories by griots for generations to come. If you like this story, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video.
Please remember to subscribe to this channel and give my video a thumbs up. And I'll see you in my next video soon. Thank you.